Hi, YouTube. How are you all? Or whoever is watching. I'm doing pretty good, not bad. My arm has been feeling better lately. I don't know what I had done to it. Could have been a fracture, or it could have just been I might have really just tore some muscles in there, but it wasn't just one, so it felt like could have been a fracture. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have old injuries that um become new injuries and get worse if I do something stupid. Like I did this one day a while ago here. That's how I hurt myself. I wasn't really watching. I was getting tired. I was outside working. I was getting hot, and I have to remember when you get tired like that, especially when it's hot out, you kind of like half lose your mind. If you're doing physical activities, you can really injure yourself when you're tired. One time I was on a scaffolding doing drywall 24 feet up in the air, and I had a bucket up there with all my tools, and that helped me give the indication for me on how many boards we had wide were 12-inch boards. We had three of them up there, I think, maybe four, but I think three. And I went to step backwards and I almost bit the dust up there doing drywall. So I might have been, no, I was going to say I might have been taping, but I don't think I was. We were um, hanging rock. So anyway, rock and roll. Yeah, I shared some good songs over in my community today. Um, one in particular for the monsters that think it's no big deal to do uh, bad things to little people. Welcome to the machine, because you're not fucking getting out of it. Anyway, that's kind of my message today, too, is some people don't pray to the same God I do. Um, I don't really like I talk to God. I don't get on my knees. That doesn't lead me to the God I serve. No fucking way. The one that loves me doesn't want me on my knees, believe me, you know. And I'll pray for people. My thoughts of goodness for people go right to God, but I'm not groveling on anybody's behalf ever. Not anymore. I've woken up too clearly to be affected by the illusions that are going on. So yeah, kind of what's on my mind is like the vibe is you do you and I'll do me. And if you think that you're capable of sitting in judgment on my communication skills with God, then you go ahead and you just do that. I'm telling you, you'd be better off listening to what I have to say and the way I'm doing things, but you do like the fake church does, and I'll do what I know works. Okay? Thanks. Was that snotty enough? I can get worse. That's just a little bit. I'll fry you out. If you people want to keep pissing me off, I'm gonna fry your little brains to a crisp. That's my greatest talent. You think God's just taking a sabbatical? No, sorry, He's telling me what to say all the time and how to say it. So think what you will. This isn't time for playing, people. This isn't what this is for. This is to teach monsters a lesson that they should have never messed with what God is in the first place. When you try and take something and control it that doesn't belong to you, you're going to find out that that was the wrong move. And you people that are trying to control me with your outlook, That's not me. That's you. I've been doing me for a long time, walking in grace, whether what it looks to you. I can dig in your head and I'll tell you it's not graceful. That's why you keep trying to school me. School's out, buddy. So, anyway, yeah, we might have a little noise. Doug's working on some outside water. So, and the lines go from the plumbing from in the house, from the well out to where the hose is going to be, where it used to be, but it got old. Um, this one, has a part, um, it's drippy, it's faulty, something wrong with it, so we got to get another one. Or he might devise a way to make it work. We're both sort of like that. When something's, if we can use it and use a little engineering, a little ingenuity, which we often do, we save ourselves money and trips to town and different things. So, yeah. So that's a little bit of noise you'll hear. Him walking, doing things. I got my stuff done a little earlier. It's pretty warm out here today. It's already 81 degrees and it's 11:48, uh, almost noon. But it's supposed to be pretty warm. We had the air on yesterday, but yeah, I had to speak on this. I mean, I don't have to take the time and try and reach anybody, but I am. And I'm not telling you to put down your holy books or whatever you do in your life that are twisted and fake for the most part. Uh, 10 Commandments and the seven deadly sins, if you abide by the number one rule, the golden rule, do unto others, why does anybody need to be governed or have a babysitter? That's what I don't get, because you don't know how to act. Well, your parents aren't going to teach you how to act either, because they didn't either. So what now? What example do you have of being decent and true? See, honesty. That's your best policy right there. First, you have to be honest with yourselves. You can't even go before God with a whole heart before you're honest with yourself. You're not even willing to answer the hard questions you're going to be confronted with, because you don't confront them in yourself first. That's walking with a conscience. Then why do you need governance? You don't. That's why you have your free will, you foolish people. Call no man a fool. Well, I was addressing everybody, so there you go. I wasn't calling any man out in particular, or, you know, just many of you that I'm really losing big time respect for, because you keep trying to play with me. You're listening to the dark force instead of what's reality. And that's my actual closeness with God. I was chosen before I walked on this planet. It isn't a fucking competition, it's a partnership, you know? And it isn't something that can be interrupted either. But it does piss me off when people try. Uh, That really is my message for today. That's probably about enough. I might get back on here later, but I think it's almost time for us to put the air conditioning on. And so I'm going to get this uploaded. And um, I hope I made myself perfectly clear. I'm not you, okay? That's not an insult. That's a fact. Don't school me. You can share with me, but you aren't going to school me on your education. People were educated in the heavens before we even walked on this planet. for times like this. Not the fairy tale times you want to live in, but the actual war that's going on to keep decent human beings safe. So you better think hard before you're trying to make money out of schooling me with your little fucked up channels. Okay. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.